Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Heroes Chapter 3. When we last left our heroes, Natsu and Shigi fought Let and Julia from Brave Master, and they were kind of going toe-to-toe with each other. We then checked in on Haru and his encounter with the Great Creator, who controls Oasis. And the Great Creator was betrayed by his servant, Shinra, or his assistant, Shinra. Who now has the power of Oasis, has cast Haru out of the room, and has taken on the form of Jalal / Sieghart / Justice. And his new name is Genesis. Again, my guess is we're going to find out why that face shows up so often in the Majima canon. But yeah, let's jump right on into Heroes, Chapter 4. Our picture here is of a well-dressed, Wise, Gray, and Musica in their, suit and tie, kind of lounging. Also, when the last chapter ended, Shinra / Genesis summons a bunch of tentacles because he's into tentacle porn. That's the thing we're dealing with now. And the tentacles are here covering up Gray, so I guess there's some equal opportunity fan service, I guess? I'm still not a fan of how their first target was Wendy, because Wendy is 14. But anyway, what are these things? Damn it, it's disgusting! And we see Genesis is watching all this. Stop! Not there! Did it just... Did the tentacle just stick it up his ass? Did that just happen? Genesis is not enthused that it's Gray who's getting attacked by the tentacles. But Gray's sudden shift into, pleasured by that? Okay. No need to show me men. And he switches over to Lucy and Rebecca. And Urza. Wendy, thankfully, while being bound by the tentacles, is not particularly erotic. They're just kind of not erotic at all, or just kind of like there's this disgusting wetness to everyone else. And with Wendy, it's thankfully dry, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we see Urza struggling against them. Damn it, let go! Haha, stop, that tickles. This is so gross. What are these things? Origin unknown. And we see, Lucy and Rebecca and Urza. This is just really gross. This is really not good. I'm not a fan. And Gray agrees. This is bad on so many levels. And he readies his ice make magic. Freeze! And he just freezes all the tentacles. Why couldn't you do that between chapters, Gray? That's cold! And we see the tentacles all kind of dissolve, it looks like. We see Lucy fall. I think the tentacles seem to have vanished. Disappeared into smoke. Lucy hits the ground. Ow! You saved us, Gray! And Rebecca's really confused by all this. The tentacles froze. And Pino eyes shining. Is that magic? It is, isn't it? And Carla points out, there's still new ones coming. I'm not going through that again. Open, get to the giant crab. And Lucy summons cancer. Leave it to me, shrimp. And Rebecca, a crab saying shrimp? Pino's still eyes glistening. Summoning magic. Sky Dragon's wing attack. And Urza just throws her swords at the problems. Magic is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. And Urza turns to Rebecca. Rebecca, can you fight? I kind of left my guns at home. And Urza just summons a bow and arrow and hands it to Rebecca. Can you use a bow? And she readies the archer. I trained myself in Tomb Raider. Tomb? It's a video game. Which I guess Fairy Tail would not know what that means. Anyway, back in the city, we check in on the Let and Julia fight. So we see Let notices something. So they notice something, and Haru and Shiki notice the same thing. What's that noise? There! Whoa! And we see from the ziggurat, this, like, smoke is like, coming up. The temple! What happened to Haru and the others? And we see, like, townspeople running through the streets. Help! Kya! And as they're running, they're being, like, turned into these kind of formless, kind of shapeless humanoid figures. And then they start, or they're running from them. I can't quite tell. I think they're running from them, because then they start, the figures start attacking the people. They're all, like, sent flying. What are those monsters? This is bad. The townsfolk. This little girl is running away from it, and she trips, and the monster comes to catch her. And Natsu, like, does a fire kick at it, and Shiki, like, slides through and grabs the girl. Which is, I'm guessing is going to lead to, an alliance with, Let and Julia. Are you okay? Yes. And Julia turns to Let. Those boys. Let's call a truce for now. We have to take care of those monsters. You got it. Aye, sir. Now the four of them are ready to fight those monsters. But then we check back in the crumbling ziggurat, where we get a gratuitous shot of Homura's ass. Alright. Quickly, this rope. Could you please untie it? And we see that Jigglebutt is like trying to, use his butt cheeks to free Rebecca? A true bad guy never panics. Be patient. I'm afraid your buttocks prevent your hands from reaching mine. Oh, so he's trying to do it with his hands, but the butt is in the way. Tell me, how do you wipe yourself? Ichiya asked. A true bad guy never wipes. It seems I have no choice. Macho Man! This is my power parfum. And he's gone, like, super buff and just, like, tears apart the rope. Just how bad are you? You should have used that from the beginning. And then Homura is now free, and she notices, the temple falling apart around her. This place will not last much longer. We must escape. Hold it! No escaping, you hear? No, I will escape. And then Jigglebutt just, like, starts openly weeping. The truth is, my two lackeys were caught, even though I'm a scoundrel. They're my wonderful and stylish butt-shaking friends. You call them friends, but those nicknames have no love. Butt-shaking? Homer's, like, eyes wide at that. Until we find my lackeys, you shall be temporary members of the Butt Jiggle Gang. Very well. My butt's parfum shall not be outdone by yours. I wish to decline. And just then, the other two lackeys come up. Boss, are you okay? We are coming to save you! Lackey A, Lackey B, you! And Ichiya just, like, looks at him. You call them friends, but those nicknames have no love. And we found them so easily. Alright, you're both fired! The leader turns back to them. How cruel! I'm saved. We was thinking the same thing. We found a temporary boss of our own. Mosco! It's Mosco! Mospuri! We see Mosco is jiggle-butting. Why is Mosco here? An acquaintance? And Mosco comes up to her. I was searching for you, Shiki and Rebecca. What did you say? I became captured like a princess while chasing after you. And Mosco and Ichiya, like, take notice of each other. And Mosco does a little thumbs up. Mos. Man. Mos? Man? Man. Mos. Mos. Man. Mos. Man. Man. Handsome man. Mos. Koi. Alright. There's a friendship for the ages. And then the Jigglebutts. The world-famous evil-ass Butt Jiggle Gang is revived. That's the boss for ya. Moskoi man. Moskoi parfum. And Rebecca and Homer is like, what the fuck is going on? This is chaos. And right then, these, like, pillars form up, separating all of our heroes, question mark. What? Moskoi man! That is the most tragic panel of anything ever, and you can quote me on that. Yeah, and the Jigglebutt all go together. What? This is, and we see these it's the whole temple is turning into these kinds of rectangular pillars. And the whole thing is rearranging. And Genesis we see these using Oasis. For my first step, I'm turning this island into my castle. May all who get in my way disappear. We see a wall has arisen between Haru and Musica and Ellie. Haru! It's no good. We've been cut off. Hurry and go to Let. I'll rendezvous with you. Whatever you do, don't stop. Poon! Got it. And we see Griffin Kato. Master Plu! Haru. That's a promise. Yeah. And Haru jumps up to meet up with Let. Or no, he doesn't jump off. He's thrown off, probably by Genesis's Darkbring, to somewhere else on the island. Meanwhile, we cut back to the town where they've encountered the monsters, which I don't with Rebecca's crew, who I don't think had when we last left them. I thought only Let, Julia, Natsu, and Shiki had. But anyway, Rebecca lets loose an arrow, hits one of the monster guys. All right, her aim is incredible. First tentacles, now black monsters. The townspeople are running around. I wonder where Natsu and the others are. I wonder, are Natsu and the others okay? Everyone, please leave everything here to us. And Carla turns to Pino. I take it you can't fight? Correct. Are you saying that with a smile? Yeah, this is not a good planet for Pino. Pino needs technology to be able to be useful, and she does not have that here. But anyway, we cut back to Shiki and Natsu, who are tag teaming the monsters. Natsu! And Shiki throws one of the monsters to Natsu. Yeah! And he kicks it. You really are awesome. That's Natsu for ya. Heh. And just then, Haru finally falls and hits Natsu in the head. Ah! Ouch! Some guy just fell out of the sky. Are you okay? You're still alive after that? Awesome. And Haru wakes up. Cripes! You're awesome too. And then Haru and Natsu notice each other. What's up with these guys? Who are you? Think we can be friends with him? The Savior, the Dragon Slayer, and the Gravity Boy. Let's hope they mix. To be continued. So I guess that means that, that this is not existing in the Fairy X Rave canon. That's good to know. Also, what's Natsu gonna say when he recognizes Plu? Plu also exists in Fairy Tail. So I don't know what exactly is gonna be up with that. But anyway, it was a little too much fan service. Let's be real here. The tentacle thing, we did not need. And maybe it's a pun on how the whole concept of a crossover is fan service. So it's doing that kind of fan service and is doing sex fan service. But it's not. It's played too straight to come across as parody, in my opinion. So that's a shame. But anyway, the actual storyline, not a whole lot happens. We have the Jigglebutt gang is reunited. Mosco is joined. Ichiya and Homura. It's not besties with Ichiya. Let's see, what else? We have these black monster things that were probably just spawned by Oasis. And then everyone's teaming up. Everyone's fighting the monsters, and then Haru has met Natsu and Shiki now. So I guess the crossover can now start in full. So yeah, it's just kind of a light chapter, which is a weird thing to have in your 10-chapter miniseries. But I'm hoping next chapter, now that our three heroes are together, will really kick things off in full as they start their counterattack as they fight these monsters, and then start their counterattack against Genesis. Also, no one has seen Genesis yet, so no one will be able to put the pieces together between him and Seagrain and Jalal and Justice, especially, not Seagrain, hold on, Seaheart, Jalal, and Justice, there we go. And Shiki and the gang haven't really seen Justice in the flesh yet. His hair doesn't quite look like Seacart, but I imagine it's a fairly clear distinction. He looks just like Jalal. What is Natsu gonna say when he sees Genesis? What is Urza gonna say when she sees Genesis? I don't know. These are all things I really want to see going forward. But yeah, that's kind of all I have for this week's chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!